the studios of Canton High School, it's Focus on Football with Dan Aronson and Matt Martin.
Welcome back to Focus on Football. I'm Ben Aronson here with
Matthew Martin.
We have a divisional round recap for you and a preview of the AFC and NFC Conference Championships this weekend. Matt, let's get right into it. First divisional game you want to talk about?
Let's go in chronological order. Start with Kansas City hosting Indianapolis. Before this week, everyone was always like, oh, I love the underdogs. It didn't all win with the spreads in Vegas last week. All the underdogs covered. They were like, oh, the underdogs couldn't cover again. No. Favorites went 3-1 and 4-0 straight up. In this game, Kansas City defense really showed up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you look at this game and you think the big difference between the Colts and the Chiefs is that the Chiefs' offense is going to blow Indianapolis out of the water. And while Patrick Mahomes did play great and Damian Williams did have a lot of big carries and had a lot of yards for the Chiefs defense was the difference in this game.
Yeah. Colts offense was, luck looked okay. Play calling wasn't too big of a fan of. It was one thing. They were down 24-7 with, what was the final score, 24-14?
No, 31-13.
Okay.
31-13.
So it was 24-14. It was 24-7 at this point. 6.5 minutes left. Colts had a 2nd and 10, and they ran a draw play from unlike the KC 30. I'm not against a run play on 2nd and 10. I'm not against a run play at all. In the first quarter, in the second quarter, in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter of a playoff game with your season on the line, down 17 with 6.5 left, even if that run play goes for like 8 yards, you don't have time for that. You don't have time for this.
And I think the biggest problem with the Colts' offense is that they don't have really, outside of T.Y. Hilton and Eric Ebron and Marlon Mack, they don't have any other guys that Andrew Luck can really throw to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that allows a defense to really focus and crack down on T.Y. Hilton. Eric Ebron I think he had the benefactor of playing with a great quarterback. I don't think he's that good. But the Colts going into the offseason have to look at this and upgrade their offensive talent for Andrew Luck. I mean, I think the Colts did better than any of us expected besides Matt this year, but I think the big thing for them is continue to develop that defense and get more weapons on the offense side of football.
They have a very young core. Don't have a lot of explosive firepower on offense. They have Luck, they have T.Y., they have Mack, and then Ebron, yes, but there's still they need more other places. Bright future for that team. I'd be surprised if another team wins the AFC South in the next coming years.
Yeah, I mean, the only team I could think of contending with them is the Texans, just because they also have Watson, who's a young, promising quarterback, and a really good defense. But we all thought it was going to be a better game than it was, but better team comes out on top. The Chiefs deserve to be in the AFC Championship, and it's going through Arrowhead now. But next game, we got the Rams versus the Cowboys. So it's a competitive football game. It's a good football game to watch.
Rams came out. They have probably the best running scheme in the NFL. Granted, they were able to figure out the Cowboys' signals, how basically they based it off Malik Collins. If he would line up closer to the center, it was a certain type of rush. If he lined up closer to the guard or the tackle, it was a certain type of rush. So they were able to get the jump on them that way, which helped the amazing running performance from C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley.
Mm-hmm.
But it was known before the game. It was figured out kind of early on Saturday that if C.J. Anderson was going to run well and they didn't need Todd Gurley as much as they thought, they were going to ease him up because he's pretty banged up. And they were able to get C.J. Anderson going. He had a great game. He was very effective on the ground. Dallas couldn't stop him.
And it's weird because thinking that C.J. Anderson was a free agent 3 weeks ago, and now he's the star of the Rams.
He got cut and waived by 2 teams.
I mean, those 2 teams are kicking themselves. C.J. Anderson looks like a great running back. Match him with Todd Gurley. I mean, it's a dangerous running duo.
I think he looks like a great running back because of the system. I think a lot of that has to do with that. There was a crucial 3rd down late in the game, and the Cowboys took Leighton Vander Esch off the field for Sean Lee. Leighton Vander Esch is so good.
Yeah.
How do you take him off the field? He's probably your best player. He's one of your best players on defense. You're going to take him. You're basically your defensive leader throughout the year. He was amazing. You're going to take him off the field for Sean Lee. That's embarrassing.
Sean Lee was actually healthy for this game. We can talk. I mean, he hasn't been healthy in 50 years. So
very.
I think the Cowboys overachieved this year too.
The Cowboys did just enough where that it's going to be another couple years of Jason Garrett, another couple years of Dak Prescott. So Cowboys fans, enjoy. The rest
Mediocrity.
of the league, the rest of the league's very happy about that.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott had he didn't play great in the Rams game. He had a couple good drives towards the end. The Seahawks game, he did just enough, that one great drive, and boom.
Again, the better team wins. It's going to be more entertaining our NFC Championship because the Rams are in it. Again, another team overachieving. The Cowboys probably shouldn't even have been in that. No one thought they would even make the playoffs this year, but they did. And congrats, Jason Garrett. You're going to get a nice contract extension and then continue to switch between 7-9 and 9-7 and 10-6 and 6-10. But good win for the Rams. Exciting football.
Going to Sunday, that game was
a beautiful thing to watch for a Patriots fan.
Brutal.
I mean, everyone.
Bill Belichick is that staff is so far and above the best in the league. It's unfair. On another note, Anthony Lynn, shame on you. Shame on you for coming out and running the zone against Tom Brady. What are you expecting? Like, dude, come on. I'm 17. I play 3 sports. I don't have the time to invest in what you should be doing. Your job is to research and figure out how to game plan for the coming week. I know you don't play zone against Tom Brady. You know you don't play zone against Tom Brady. You don't. You decide you're going to play zone. Gus Bradley. I mean,
Gus Bradley hasn't been good since 2000, whatever, when he was with the Seahawks.
Appalling. Looked like it could be close after the start. It was a Patriots did exactly what I thought they'd do.
Patriots scored.
Drive down the field, eat up the clock.
Chargers did the same.
And then Patriots did the same, and then it was like, oh, punt.
I love this game because everyone in America doubted the Patriots. In New England, you cannot doubt the Patriots.
I picked the Chargers, and then once I saw that the entire world was on the Chargers,
you wanted to switch.
We didn't have a show on Saturday because it's not possible for us.
Yeah, we can't.
So I would have changed my pick, but I'm still. I'm gonna stay. I was 3-1 because I'm gonna stay with the Chargers pick because as much as you know, I could be lying, but no. Second, I went down to the Patriots. I was like, there's no way. Tom Brady at home, Bill Belichick at home in the playoffs. There's no way. West Coast team coming across for a 1 o'clock start. Yeah, they're more talented, but how many times have Patriots beat more talented teams?
And it's this like proving people wrong. Tom Brady dismantled the Chargers secondary, as Matt talked about. Playing zone was a horrible decision by their head coach, but Brady still picked it apart. Julian Edelman had a huge week. You see, like, you lose Josh Gordon, a guy like Philip Dorsett steps up for the Patriots. Sony Michel had a monster run game. I think he's going to be key for them against the Chiefs as well, but everyone talked about how great this Chargers defense was, but I didn't see much of Melvin Ingram or Joey Bosa getting Tom Brady at all.
I can't wait for us to debate these championship games.
Yeah.
But Philly and New Orleans.
I think if Alshon Jeffrey just caught the ball at the end of the game, Philadelphia would have won the game.
What do you do if you're Philadelphia?
They already picked once.
I know, but what would you do?
Trade Nick Foles. Tom Brady goes out on top, wins the Super Bowl this year, retires. Philadelphia trades Nick Foles to the Patriots for a second-round pick.
I think I know their
beautiful.
each ages, but I just wanted to have them. Tell me how much older you think Carson Wentz.
4
Nick
years.
Foles is than Carson Wentz.
4 years.
3.
So what is it? 30 and 27.
29 and 26. There is no. I'm taking Nick Foles over Carson Wentz.
Even this year, like, Carson Wentz was like healthy. He was healthy enough to play. The Eagles looked horrible.
Nick Foles.
Plug in Nick Foles, you make a push to the playoffs that you
Nick
shouldn't even have
Foles
been
showed
in.
his experience. Like he didn't look great in the beginning of the season because it's almost like he's thinking in his head. He's like, what's the next play that I'm gonna make that's gonna get me benched for Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
If you take Carson Wentz out of the picture,
He can just play. He doesn't have to
play.
worry about it.
Look at him down the stretch. Look at how good he looked. Look at him last year. Look at how good he looked. He went toe for toe, and in the court, yeah, you can say in that game outplayed Tom Brady a little bit. They both played tremendous. He went toe to toe with the best quarterback of all time.
I mean, they
I'm
can't
keeping
keep
Nick
him as a
Foles.
back. They can't keep him as a backup. They
No,
need to
it's
trade
just
him.
going to be a depreciating asset. They're going to get less and less for. I would trade Carson Wentz. I'm concerned about his back. Give him a new situation. But getting to the game, Eagles came out firing, 14-0 off the bat, and then the New Orleans Saints did everything they wanted. It was the most lopsided 20-14 game I have ever seen.
Michael Thomas was amazing.
The Saints scheme. Can we go back? No. I'll touch on the Rams thing when we get there. But the running back through the seam vertical route has been becoming more and more popular, more and more deadly in the league. We kind of saw it open up last year, week 1. It's probably pretty tough for you. Kareem Hunt just gashing the Patriots on the seam. Then we saw probably the best play call I've seen in so long. Or I love this play call. Taysom Hill comes in the game. There's a 75%, or it was even higher. It was like I think it was like 85% like him running.
Oh yeah.
And it was like 2nd and 4.
Yeah.
And they ran Kamara up that seam, and Taysom Hill threw it to him, and it was a touchdown, but there was a flag. I love that play call. Misdirection. That's what the league is now. I love it.
Yeah. Everyone assumes that Taysom Hill was going to run the ball, and then they turn it into a play. But Taysom Hill's one of the most interesting people in the NFL. He literally does everything. But the Saints should have won. I'd love to see what would happen if Alshon Jeffrey didn't drop that ball that got picked off.
Mm-hmm.
A big guy who stepped up. That was the turning point for the Saints. Was Marshawn Lattimore's interception. That really got the Saints going. Then they never looked back, like you talked about. Lopsided 20-14 victory.
Eagles kept losing guys at some point.
Oh yeah, the Eagles.
At some point, just grabbing cornerbacks off the street and putting them in the Eagles uniform isn't going to work.
Well, it was incredible when we saw Doug Peterson go in and play quarterback for 3 possessions. But no, the Eagles were banged up going into the playoffs.
They just got more and more hurt.
Yeah, it was. Who'd they beat in the first round?
Bears.
They shouldn't have beat the Bears.
The Bears probably looking at this weekend, they're like,
Oh my
come on.
God.
That easily could have been them. It easily could be Bears at
Rams.
It'd be Bears at Saints, but
Or Bears at Rams.
I'm saying like coming into the conference championship could
Oh,
be easily
yeah,
Bears at Saints.
yeah.
Now, NFC and AFC championship games. The NFC is first, and I am very excited.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm a New England fan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous going into Arrowhead. I'm not gonna lie. Patrick Mahomes is scary.
In my free time, I decided to spend look and listen more into what Sean McVay does because it makes me happy looking at that beautiful mastermind. And just they ran this little end around to Josh Reynolds in like the first quarter, and then throughout the rest of the first half, because they run out of like the same personnel like 96% of the time. And they would basically run him. They put him in the same motion, like every single pass play, like in your running play, just to get the defense having to think, like that little misdirection, having to think.
What is Josh Reynolds gonna do?
By moving guys around and changing their assignments, that's what the Rams try and do. They try and get you caught on the human aspect. This year, the Rams ran the ball like 14% of the time out of shotgun running. So going into the game, you're Dallas, you say, oh, when they're in shotgun, probably not going to run the ball. And they ran it a lot out of shotgun. I don't have the exact number, but they ran it a lot out of shotgun. It's going to what you are to misdirect the defense. And Sean McVay, this weekend's going to be so good.
I think these are the best. Like for football, these are the best 4 teams to be in the AFC and NFC championship.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it's gonna be the best games. I think it's gonna have the best outcomes. We're talking about AFC first, you said, or NFC first? AFC.
NFC chronological, baby.
NFC first.
My heart is one way. I haven't convinced myself.
I think the Saints are gonna win, but I want the Rams to win.
I mean, if the Rams play New England, I'm probably gonna pick New England in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Saints defense has been very good. Is Sheldon Rankins playing? What's the news on him?
I have no clue what the deal with Sheldon Rankins is. I'm like, this is tough to think about.
I'm just scared because I don't know if Jared Goff can go into New Orleans and win. They haven't been great on the road this year.
And it's Drew Brees in New Orleans in the Superdome. That's one of the craziest places to play in. They have Sean Payton and Drew Brees haven't lost at home in their playoff careers.
Is that true?
Yeah, they're 6-0 I think now.
Interesting.
God, I don't even know what to say about this game. There's so
I'm
many
just
different
scared.
outcomes that could happen that I'm scared to make the wrong prediction.
Oh, I love the Marcus Peters back in week 9 when they played. There was like a third down inside of the game, and Michael Thomas toasted Marcus Peters. And Sean Payton said in his presser that they got the matchup they wanted there with Peters on Thomas, and they asked Peters about it, and he was like, tell Sean Payton to keep talking that smack, and like we'll see him later on, and that gets me excited even more. I know he's gonna come out ready to play.
I feel like they're gonna put Talib on Thomas though.
Yeah, I don't think Sean McVay's going to go straight off the narrative and say Peters wants him again.
Yeah. I think Talib will start there.
This Saints offense has just been slower.
Yeah, slower than we expect. And I think that's, again, not a lack of weapons, but outside of Kamara, Ingram, and Thomas, it's kind of a big fall off where teams don't really have to put that much attention into their second, third, fourth receivers. Obviously, Ty Gitten's dangerous. He's a fast guy, but when you're game planning, you're not worried about their second. You can just put one guy on him, maybe a safety, just looking over the top, but there's not much so you have to game plan for everyone else on that offense besides those guys.
I'm just going to... I think it's going to come down to the discipline of the Saints defense reacting to the Rams' misdirection.
What version of the Saints defense will we get? Because there's been points in the season where the Saints defense looks great, and there's points in the seasons where the Saints defense looks horrible.
This game feels like a 28-24, 24-21, 31-24 type of game to me. It does not feel like a 45-35.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald can literally wreck a game.
And
by
Dominic
himself.
Sue played very well against the Cowboys, too.
I feel... I'm going to pick the Rams. I think Sean McVay's a better coach. And I think Aaron Donald is a game wrecker and can wreck the game. I think Sean McVay is going to be able to give Jared Goff just enough.
The Rams didn't have to leave the first time these two teams met either, which I think is huge.
I feel like Sean McVay's going to have a good game plan. I feel like he knows what to do. I could easily be biting my tongue because I am very high on Drew Brees. I'm very high on that team. I think I'm going to go against the grain here. I don't feel confident in this pick. Everyone's going to be on the Saints, I feel like, because they're at home. Jared Goff on the road. But Aaron Donald's a game wrecker, can single-handedly win a game. Probably the best football player in the league. It's just straight up. Give me Todd Gurley. Give me the Rams.
I'm going to go, well, Matt said everyone else is going to pick the Saints, and I'm going to pick the Saints because I could go either way, too.
100% understandable.
I could go with the Rams, too. I think Matt made a lot of valid points, but Matt already said it. They're at home at the Superdome. Drew Brees is a better quarterback, especially at home. He is such a good quarterback. Jared Goff has struggled on the road. Jared Goff struggled towards the end of the season. Todd Gurley's healthy, but we don't know how healthy he actually is. I'm not worried about him. I think he's going to still have a monster game, but I just can't see the Saints losing at home.
I think the Cowboys' defense is better than the Saints' defense. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
And I saw what Sean McVay did to that defense, so I'm excited. Moving to the AFC. Wow.
I have a bias.
Oh, yeah.
And even though I didn't have a bias, I might still pick New England, but I'm nervous. I think these two games are nothing alike, but at the same time so alike. Like, you don't know who to pick.
There's going to be... The forecast is a ton of snow. And
Which I love for Tom Brady.
No, I don't think that helps either team in any way.
I think Brady and the Patriots have at least played through a blizzard. Patrick Mahomes played football in Texas. I mean, he's played in the snow, or not in the snow all year in the cold, but how many games does that kid actually play in the snow?
Look at how he played last week. It wasn't a snow game, but it was cold.
It was cold, but now there's snow.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's going to be hard for Tom Brady to even play in the snow, but I think just experience helps the Patriots with snow. But
It's going to be hard for them to stop Tyreek Hill.
it's going to be hard for them to stop Tyreek
It's
Hill.
going to be hard for them to stop Travis Kelce.
They're going to have to put Gilmore and McCourty over the top on Tyreek Hill. They're going to... Is Eric Berry playing?
I just feel like Travis Kelce is going to...
Yeah, who's going to steal him?
No. I think Damian Williams is going to be a big factor of this game. Bill Belichick's game plan for that game that was in New England was great. They were going to run the ball, and they hit Travis Kelce. They took him out of the game. I think he's going to try and mirror some of that. But part of what it is, getting against these good of quarterbacks, against Brady, against Mahomes, you need to give them something that they haven't seen before. That's how you stop these guys. That's how against Tom Brady, you need to give him a look that he's never seen. Because if you let Tom Brady, you let Drew Brees, you let Aaron Rodgers, you let Patrick Mahomes, if you let them know what you're in before the snap, then he's gonna pick the right read and they're gonna go to it. Patrick Mahomes, if you let him know, like these teams run a lot of motion. Pats will put Devlin out wide. They'll motion guys across. Like the Colts were good at disguising this, but it showed a play that the Chiefs did where they brought Damian Williams out all the way outside, and a linebacker followed him, which shows that it is man. And then they motioned a wide receiver across, and his corner followed him, which is also a tell that it's man. But then the Colts disguised it, and they dropped into a zone. I think you're going to need to disguise your looks. You're going to need to give these quarterbacks something that you haven't seen before. And yes, I think the Patriots can do that better than the Chiefs.
Colts, yeah.
But Andy Reid's a good head coach. I'm tired of the playoffs. Andy Reid's not a good coach. I don't know. You talk.
I looked at the injuries, and as of right now, Eric Berry's questionable, and so is Sammy Watkins. So both of those guys don't play. That's huge for the Patriots.
I think Watkins
will. Berry
played,
probably won't.
He played last week. Well, what's the Patriots injuries?
I didn't check Patriots.
I don't know.
I don't think the Patriots are injured at all. Dietrich Wise is questionable. That's it.
How's Trey Flowers?
Trey Flowers not even on the injury report.
Okay. Trey Flowers.
Everyone else is just on the IR who isn't injured. Sonny Michel's day to day, but that's nothing. I look at this matchup and I look at coaching. Obviously, the Patriots edge them out in that department. I look at an offense where the Chiefs are slightly better, but you can never count out Tom Brady in the playoffs. The Chiefs' biggest weakness this year has been run defense, and we saw the Patriots exploit that when they met in the regular season. Sonny Michel just ran all over the Chargers' defense, which is so much better than the Chiefs' defense. Obviously, both teams have struggling defenses, which might be their Achilles heel if both teams make it to the Super Bowl. But I have a bias, and I'm picking New England, and I think it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be high scoring. These defenses aren't good. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is great, but he's young. It's gonna be snowing. Is he ready for a game like this? We'll see. I think he will be, but is he more prepared for a game like this than Tom Brady and Bill Belichick would be?
I'm going to pick the Chiefs. It makes me questionable about my pick in the other game, but I'm still going to stick with the Rams. I'm going to stick with Sean McVay because I'm not that afraid of them going on the road into the Superdome, as opposed to the Pats going on the road into Kansas City, into the cold. Not that they don't play in the cold, but it's a little bit of a different atmosphere. None of the offense is going to be affected because of the Superdome. It's a warm inside dome. No team, this makes me want to switch to the other pick too, but I'm not going to. No team has gone on the road. No team that has made the Super Bowl has gone on the road and won a playoff game since 2012, the Niners and the Ravens. Just think about that. Everything has been either a 1 or a 2 seed. I think it's been pretty sure it's been basically all 1 seeds. The only one I can think of is when Green Bay beat Dallas. Dallas was a 1 seed, and then they had to go to Green Bay went to Atlanta, and Atlanta was a 2 seed and had the home field in that game. We've seen the Patriots struggles on the road. Lions, Jaguars, Titans, Dolphins, Steelers. 5 non-playoff teams that they lost to on the road. Yes, it's Bill Belichick in the playoffs. I understand that I'm picking against Bill Belichick and Sean Payton. I don't feel great
I don't feel great. I don't feel great about it. No one's going to feel great about any of these games because they can go either way.
There's no. I mean, I could sit here and jump on. I'm going to jump on the if. If I am correct and the Chiefs win this game, I think it won't be the end. It'll be the start of the actual end of the Patriots dynasty. The end of the Patriots dynasty could be a 3-year end. Because you really can't say it's over until next year, until you see what happens next year. But I just think Tom Brady's not getting any younger. I just think it's going to be like, oh, they're missing a step. They've dropped a step. Not, oh, it's over, they're done, they won't be back. It's, oh, they've dropped a step. Next year, they could easily go 13-3, have home field. Their home field, I'm not picking against them. If this game's in New England, I'm not picking against them. I don't trust them on the road. I think Kansas City in a close game.
And I think it helps all 4 teams that are playing this weekend that they've already all met. I think that's helps everyone involved, but we're going to have to see what happens. A lot of thinking just went on right here.
I could easily change the Saints Pats like you have. I feel more confident in the Chiefs than I do about the Saints pick. Than I do about the Rams pick.
I feel more confident. Well, I have the bias. So I have to recognize the bias. I'm more confident in the Patriots pick than the Saints Rams pick, but focus on football. We're gonna be back on Monday talking about this crazy weekend.
I just feel weak inside. I don't even know.
Yeah,
how
this is a weird feeling in both of our stomachs right now. We can guess what's gonna happen, but no one truly knows until we watch on Sunday. But I'm Ben Aronson here with
Matthew Martin,
and we will see you on Monday, in which one of us will be right and one of us will. Oh, we have Martin Luther King Day Monday. Enjoy your Martin Luther King Day.
We'll see you Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday.
Both of us could be wrong. We could, but no, that's not possible. We could both be 1-1.
Yeah, we will.
It's either. Actually, yeah, either both. One was 2-0, one was 0-2, or 1-1.
Yeah, but we will see you on Tuesday.
One of us will win a game, though. That is a fact.
Either way, yeah, some way.